Maybe you're lying there right now, staring at the ceiling, wondering why your mind won't just stop. You did everything right today. You worked hard. You took care of people who needed you. And now, when all you want is rest, your thoughts are still running in circles, replaying conversations, rehearsing tomorrow, carrying weight that was never yours to carry alone. I know that feeling. The body is tired, but the mind keeps pacing the room. Here's what I want you to know before we go any further tonight. You don't have to search for God's presence. You don't have to earn it, chase it, or work yourself into some perfect state of stillness to deserve it. He is already here, right now, in this room, in this bed, in this exact moment where you feel far from peace. He is already here. Tonight, we're going to pray together, slowly, gently. The kind of prayer that isn't about finding the right words, but about finally letting go of the ones you've been holding on to all day. This is a bedtime prayer meant to guide you into deep, peaceful sleep, inviting God's presence into every tired corner of your heart. So let your shoulders drop, let your breath slow down. You don't have to hold anything up anymore tonight. He is already here, and he isn't going anywhere. Let's pray together now, not a rushed prayer, not a checklist prayer. The kind of prayer where you can finally stop performing, stop explaining yourself, and just be honest. Close your eyes if you haven't already. Let your hands rest open on the bed beside you, palms up, like you're finally willing to receive instead of hold. Father, I come to you tonight, tired, not just tired in my body, though that's true too. Tired in the part of me that keeps score. Tired in the part of me that thinks I have to prove something before I'm allowed to rest. Tonight, I lay that down. I lay down the conversation I keep replaying, the one where I wish I'd said something differently, or hadn't said anything at all. I lay down the email I haven't answered, the phone call I've been avoiding, the decision I keep circling without landing anywhere. I lay down the version of me that thinks, if I just try a little harder tomorrow, I'll finally feel like enough. Lord, you already know all of this. You knew it before I said a single word. You've known the weight I've been carrying since before I even understood it myself. And still, you are here. Not disappointed, not distant, not waiting for me to get it together before you draw near. He is already here. That's not something I have to convince myself of tonight. It's simply true. Whether I feel it or not, whether my mind is loud or quiet, whether I've had a good day or a hard one, he is already here. Father, I think about how many nights I've gone to bed carrying things that were never mine to carry alone. Worry about my children, even the grown ones who don't need me the way they used to. Worry about money, about health, about the slow ache of getting older in a body that doesn't move the way it used to. Worry about the people I love who are struggling and the ways I can't fix it, no matter how much I want to. Tonight, I hand all of it to you, not because I've figured anything out, not because the worry has magically disappeared, but because I'm tired of holding what was always meant to be held by you. Cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. That's what your word says. Lord, not carry it a little longer until you're strong enough. Not figure it out first, then bring it to me. Just cast it. Let it go. Trust that you will sustain what I release. So I'm releasing it now. I release the tension in my shoulders that's been sitting there since this morning. I release the tightness in my chest that shows up when I think about everything still undone. I release the thoughts that keep circling, the ones that promise, if I just think about it one more time, I'll find the answer. Father, I don't need the answer tonight. I just need you. Come into this room the way you've come into every room I've ever needed you in, even the ones where I didn't know to ask. Come into the quiet space between my thoughts. Come into the stillness that's starting to settle over me now, heavier than my worry, softer than my fear. I don't need to see you to know you're here. I don't need to feel some overwhelming sensation to trust that your presence is real in this moment. Faith isn't about feeling everything perfectly. It's about resting in what's true, even when the feeling hasn't caught up yet. And what's true, Lord, is this: you are near. You are near to the broken-hearted. You are near to the weary. You are near to the ones who don't have the energy tonight to pray a long, eloquent prayer. The ones who can only whisper help and trust that you hear it as fully as any perfect words could ever say. So hear my whisper tonight. Father, help me rest. Help me let go of what I cannot control, and remind me, gently, that I never could control it in the first place. That was always yours to hold. Help my body soften into this bed the way my spirit is starting to soften into your presence. Help my breathing slow, my thoughts quiet, my heart settle, not because I've reasoned my way into peace, but because peace is a person, and he is already here. Lord, watch over the people I love while I sleep. You know their names before I even speak them. You know the ones who are struggling right now, in this same darkness, maybe even less sure than I am that you're near. Meet them where they are. Meet me where I am. And for the hours ahead, while my body rests and my mind finally quiets, keep me, not because I've earned your protection through a good day or a strong faith, but because that's simply who you are, a father who watches over his children through every kind of night. I don't have to stay awake to keep myself safe. I don't have to stay alert to keep everything from falling apart. Tonight, I get to rest, fully, because you never rest. You never sleep. You are already watching over everything I'm afraid to let go of, so I let it go. I let go of tomorrow, trusting you'll be there before I even arrive. I let go of today, trusting you've already redeemed whatever was broken in it. I let go of this very moment, trusting that as I drift towards sleep, you are not drifting anywhere. You are here, steady, unchanging, near. Lord, I think about all the nights before this one, the nights I spent worrying about things that never happened, bracing for storms that passed without ever touching me. Tonight, teach me a different way. Teach me that my job was never to carry the weight of tomorrow. It was only to walk faithfully through today, and to rest when the day is done. I think, too, about the years behind me, the mistakes I still carry quietly, the regrets I've never said out loud to anyone. Father, you already know them, and still, you are here, not to remind me of my failures, but to remind me that your mercy is new every morning, and it doesn't run out at night either. There is nothing I've done that separates me from your presence tonight. So I rest in that mercy now. My worth was never built on my performance, and my peace was never meant to depend on having everything figured out. Thank you, Father, for a love that doesn't require me to stay awake to receive it. Thank you for a presence that doesn't wait for me to get everything right. Thank you for meeting me exactly here, in the middle of an ordinary, tired, ordinary night, and making it holy simply by being here with me. In the quiet that follows this prayer, let me feel what I know is true even when I can't feel it, that I'm not alone in this room, that I never was. He is already here, and he isn't going anywhere. Amen. Let's rest now in his word for a while, not to study it, not to analyze it, just to let it settle over you slowly, the way a warm blanket settles over tired shoulders. I want to read you some of the oldest words ever written about God's presence, words that have comforted people for thousands of years, in 1,000 different kinds of darkness. Let them wash over you. You don't have to hold on to every phrase. Just let your body soften a little more with each one. From Psalm 100, whither shall I go from thy spirit? Or whither shall I flee from thy presence? Pause on that for a moment. There is nowhere you could go tonight that he isn't already there. Not in your worry, not in your regret, not in the quiet dark of this room where it's just you and your thoughts. If I ascend up into heaven, thou art there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, thou art there. Even in the lowest places, even in the places you don't tell anyone about, he is there. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there shall thy hand lead me, and thy right hand shall hold me, his hand, holding you right now. Let that settle for a moment before we continue. He is already here. From Psalm 4, I will both lay me down in peace and sleep. For thou, Lord, only makest me dwell in safety. Read that one again, slower this time. Lay me down in peace and sleep. Not lay me down in worry, hoping sleep will eventually come. Not lay me down in fear, bracing for whatever the night might bring. Lay me down in peace, because the safety was never something you had to create for yourself. It was always something He provides. From Psalm 46, Be still, and know that I am God. 10 words, that's all. But let them do their work tonight. Be still, not figure it out, not fix it, not stay alert in case something goes wrong. Just be still and know that I am God. Not know that everything will go exactly as you planned. Not know that every question will be answered by morning. Just know that He is God, and that is enough. That has always been enough, even on the nights it didn't feel like it. From Psalm 16, Thou wilt show me the path of life. In Thy presence is fullness of joy. At Thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore. In His presence, fullness of joy. Not joy because the day went well. Not joy because the problems disappeared. Joy simply because He is near, and nearness to Him has always been enough to fill what's empty. From Psalm 23, the one you may have heard 100 times, but let it feel new tonight. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He leads. You don't have to find the way yourself tonight. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He makes you lie down. There's something tender in that, like a parent gently laying a tired child into bed. You don't have to fight your way into rest. He makes you lie down. He restoreth my soul, not just your body, your soul. The tired, worn, quietly aching part of you that carries what no one else sees. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for Thou art with me. Thou art with me. Not Thou wilt eventually show up. Not Thou art somewhere far off, watching from a distance. Thou art with me, right here, right now. In this exact valley, in this exact room, in this exact tired moment. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Let those words rest in you for a moment. From Psalm 91, words that have been whispered over the frightened and the weary for generations. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. The secret place, not a place you have to travel to, a place you already dwell in tonight, simply by turning your heart toward Him. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him will I trust. A refuge, a fortress, something solid to lean the full weight of your worry against, instead of holding it up with your own tired arms. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, for He shall give His angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. Charge over thee, watching, even now, even while your eyes are closing. From Psalm 4 again, the verse this whole night has been leading toward. I will both lay me down in peace and sleep. From Psalm 121, a psalm written for travelers, for the weary, for anyone who has ever looked at the road ahead and wondered how they'd make it through. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. He will not slumber, which means tonight, while you finally do, He remains awake, watching, holding what you've released. Behold, He that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Preserve thy soul. Not just your body through the night, but the deeper part of you, the part that carries hope and grief and love, and every quiet hope you've never said out loud. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth, and even forevermore. From this time forth, which includes tonight, which includes tomorrow, which includes every night still ahead of you that you haven't lived yet. One more, from Psalm 62, short enough to carry with you into sleep. My soul, wait thou only upon God, for my expectation is from him. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be moved. Let that be the last thought before your mind quiets completely tonight. Not moved, not shaken, held. Let those words be the last thing your mind holds on to as it begins to quiet. Goodness and mercy, following you even tonight, even into sleep. He is already here. He was here before you turned off the light. He'll be here in every hour of the night ahead, whether you're aware of it or not. His presence doesn't depend on your wakefulness. It never has. So let your breathing slow a little more. Let your thoughts grow quieter, further apart, like footsteps fading down a hallway. You don't have to hold on to anything else tonight. He is already here, and his word has always been true, even in the dark, especially in the dark. I want to share something with you now, not a rule, not a lesson to memorize. Just the truth I think you needed to hear a long time before tonight, and maybe nobody said it to you plainly enough. There's a verse in Matthew, words spoken by Jesus himself, that I think about often on nights like this one. Come unto me, all that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Come unto me, all that labor. Think about that word for a moment. Labor, not just work you get paid for. Labor is anything that costs you something. Raising children who don't always thank you for it. Showing up for people who don't always show up for you. Carrying a marriage or a friendship or a job through seasons that never made the highlight reel. Labor is the invisible effort of simply staying faithful, day after day, when no one's applauding and are heavy laden. That's you, isn't it? Not because something is wrong with you. Because you've lived a real life, and real life adds weight over the years. Grief you never fully unpacked. Responsibilities that multiplied faster than your energy did. A quiet ache for things that didn't turn out the way you hoped they would. And Jesus doesn't say, come to me once you've figured it out. He doesn't say, come to me when you're finally strong enough, or calm enough, or when your life looks a little more put together. He says, come as you are, laboring, laden, tired, and I will give you rest. Not rest you have to earn, not rest that comes after you've proven yourself worthy of it. Rest that is given. That word matters more than it might seem at first. Given means it was never something you had to manufacture through sheer willpower. All those nights you've spent trying to force yourself into sleep, trying to think your way into peace, that was never how it was supposed to work. Rest was always meant to be received, not produced. He goes on to say something even more tender. Take my yoke upon you, and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. A yoke was something farmers used two animals joined together to share the weight of the load. Jesus isn't asking you to carry your burden alone while he watches from a distance. He's saying, put the yoke on both of us. I'll walk beside you. I'll take the heavier end. Isn't that what you've needed all along? Not someone to remove every hardship from your life, but someone who refuses to let you carry it by yourself. There's another passage, tucked into Psalm 127, that I think was written especially for people like you, people who have spent years believing that everything depends on how hard they push. It is vain for you to rise up early, to sit up late, to eat the bread of sorrows, for so he giveth his beloved sleep. Vain, that's a strong word. It means empty, fruitless, all that rising early, staying up late, wearing yourself down, trying to control outcomes that were never fully in your hands. The psalmist calls it vain, not because effort doesn't matter, but because there's a kind of striving that comes from forgetting whose hands are actually holding everything together. He giveth his beloved sleep. Read that again. Sleep isn't something you have to chase down and capture through sheer exhaustion. It's a gift, given to his beloved, and tonight, that's you. There's one more piece I want to leave with you, from the book of Exodus. When Moses was overwhelmed, uncertain, afraid of leading people through a wilderness he didn't understand, God said to him, "My presence shall go with thee, and I will give thee rest." Presence first, then rest, not the other way around. Not, figure everything out, and then I'll give you peace. Presence comes first. Rest follows because of who's near you, not because of what you've resolved. There's one more thing Jesus said, the night before his own hardest day, when his disciples were afraid and confused and had no idea what was coming next. He told them, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you. Not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. Not as the world giveth." Think about how the world hands out peace, if it hands it out at all. Conditional, temporary, dependent on circumstances lining up just right, the bills paid, the health good, the family calm, the future certain. That kind of peace is fragile because it's built on things that shift constantly. But this peace is different. My peace, he says, not manufactured by good conditions, not dependent on a quiet mind or a solved problem. A peace that can be present even in the middle of an unresolved situation, an uncertain diagnosis, a relationship still in repair, a bank account that doesn't quite add up the way you'd like. Let not your heart be troubled. That's not a scolding, it's an invitation. As if he's saying, you don't have to let tonight's worry have the final word over your heart. You're allowed to set it down, even if nothing about the situation has changed yet. I think about the people this teaching was written for originally: tired travelers, weary farmers, exhausted mothers, men who worked with their hands from sunrise until their bodies gave out. People not so different from you. And to every one of them, across every generation since, the invitation has remained the same: come as you are, heavy laden, and receive what you could never manufacture on your own. So tonight, when your thoughts try to convince you that you need to solve one more thing before you're allowed to sleep, remember this teaching. You don't have to labor your way into deserving rest. You don't have to rise up early and sit up late to earn what was already offered to you as a gift. He is already here. His presence is already with you. And because of that, rest is already available to you. Not tomorrow. Not once you've handled everything, but right now, in this exact moment, exactly as you are. Let this be the truth your body settles into. You are not carrying this alone. You never were. Let's just be still together for a while now. No more words to explain. No more reasons to understand. Just a picture. Let your mind rest inside it. Picture a small room, somewhere quiet, far from anywhere you have to be. A single lamp glows in the corner, low and amber, the kind of light that doesn't ask anything of your eyes. Outside the window, rain has just begun. Not a storm, a gentle rain, the kind that taps softly against the glass, unhurried, patient, like it has nowhere else to be tonight either. There's a blanket over your legs, heavier than you expected, warm in a way that settles into your bones. Somewhere in the house, a clock ticks, slow, steady, not counting down to anything. Just marking time the way a friend sits beside you without needing to speak. The rain continues outside, soft even, a rhythm older than any worry you carry. He is already here, in this room, in this quiet, in the space between each drop of rain against the window. Let your shoulders sink further into whatever is holding you right now. The bed, the chair, the pillow beneath your head. Picture the lamp dimming, just slightly, as if the room itself is preparing for sleep alongside you. The rain slows, fewer drops now, longer pauses between each one. In the silence between the raindrops, there is nothing you need to solve. Picture a window somewhere else in the house, cracked open just enough to let in the smell of rain on warm pavement. That smell that always meant when you were younger, that the day was finally over and it was safe to rest. The clock continues, slow, unbothered by anything you're still carrying. Somewhere outside, far off, a single porch light glows through the mist, steady, patient, waiting for no one in particular. simply being light in the dark, because that is what it was made to do. That's what his presence is like tonight. Not loud, not demanding your attention, just steady, just there, waiting for you exactly where you are. The rain has nearly stopped now. Only a few drops remain, spaced further and further apart, like breaths slowing before sleep. Feel your own breathing start to match that same slow rhythm. In, out, longer pauses between each one. Picture the room growing quieter, the lamp dimmer, the blanket heavier. He is already here, not because you did anything to invite him tonight, beyond simply being willing to be still. Not because you prayed the perfect prayer, or thought the perfect thought. He is here because he has always been near. And tonight, in this quiet room, you are finally still enough to notice. Let the last of the rain fade into silence. Let the lamp's glow blur softly at the edges, the way things do just before sleep takes you. Let the clock's ticking grow distant, as if it's moving further away. No longer something you need to track. There is nowhere else you need to be tonight. There is nothing else you need to solve. There is only this room, this quiet, this presence that was here long before you turned off the light, and will remain long after your eyes finally close. Picture the darkness outside the window, not frightening, not empty, but full. The way a held breath is full, the way a held hand is full. Somewhere beyond that window, the whole world continues on without needing you to manage it for these next few hours. Let that be a relief instead of a worry. The world will still be there tomorrow. Your responsibilities will still be there tomorrow. But tonight, none of it requires you. Tonight only requires this: stillness, breath, rain fading into silence, a lamp dimming toward dark, a presence that never left. Let's picture one more scene before we move deeper into rest. A fireplace, somewhere far from here, its last embers glowing orange in the dark. No one tending it now. It simply burns low, slow, content to fade in its own time. The room around it is empty, except for a single chair, worn soft from years of use, angled toward the warmth. Above the mantel, a window shows a night sky scattered with stars, more than you'd ever see from a city, quiet and endless and unbothered by anything happening below. The embers shift once, settling deeper into themselves, sending up a small curl of light before going still again. There is no rush in this room, no task waiting, no conversation left unfinished, just warmth, just quiet, just the slow, patient fade of a fire that already did its work today and is finally allowed to rest. That's you tonight. You already did your work today. Whatever it looked like, the phone calls, the meals made, the worries carried, the small kindnesses no one noticed, it's done. You're allowed to fade now, slow and warm, like those embers. Picture the stars beyond the window, each one so far away, so ancient, so unconcerned with anything you're still holding on to. They've been burning for longer than you can imagine, and they'll keep burning long after tonight, long after every worry you carried has been forgotten. There's a kind of peace in that. Your worries are real, but they are not as large as you sometimes let them feel in the dark. The stars have seen 1,000 generations of tired, worried people finally lay their heads down and rest, and morning always came. The fire settles further, barely glowing now. Just enough light to know it's still there. He is already here, in the last of the fire's light, in the stillness of the empty chair, in the quiet space between one star and the next. Let your body grow heavier now, the way the room around that fire feels heavier, warmer, slower with every passing minute. There is nowhere else you need to be tonight. There is nothing else you need to solve. There is only this room, this quiet, this presence that was here long before you turned off the light and will remain long after your eyes finally close. Somewhere, the last ember settles into ash, quiet, complete, its work finished for the night. Somewhere, the rain has stopped entirely, leaving only the faint smell of wet earth drifting through a cracked window. Somewhere, the stars keep their slow, silent watch, exactly as they have every night before this one. And here, in this room, in this bed, you are allowed to stop watching too. He is already here, and he will still be here when the sun comes up. Let me speak softly to you now. Just a few truths, nothing more. You don't have to respond. You don't have to agree out loud. Just let them land, one at a time, the way snow lands without a sound. You did enough today. Whatever got left undone, whatever conversation didn't go the way you hoped, whatever task is still sitting on tomorrow's list, you did enough today. You are allowed to stop now. You are not behind. You are not behind in your life. You are not behind in your faith. You are not behind compared to anyone else you've quietly measured yourself against. You are exactly where you're meant to be tonight. You can rest now, not because everything is finished, not because every worry has been solved. You can rest now simply because rest was never something you had to earn. You are loved, even on the days you didn't feel particularly lovable. You are held, even when your hands feel empty. You are seen, even in the moments you felt invisible. He is already here. You don't have to perform for his presence. You don't have to say the right words, or feel the right feelings, or have your life arranged just so. He is already here, exactly as you are. You are not too much. You are not too tired, too broken, too far behind, too anything. You are simply human, living a real life, carrying real weight, and that has never disqualified you from being deeply loved. You are allowed to let go of what happened today. You are allowed to let go of what might happen tomorrow. Tonight is not asking anything else of you. You have permission to close your eyes. You have permission to stop replaying the conversation. You have permission to stop solving the problem for tonight. It will still be there tomorrow, and so will the strength to face it. You are safe, not because nothing could ever go wrong. You are safe because you are held by someone who never lets go, even in the moments life feels the most uncertain. You are not alone in this room. You are never alone in any room, on any night, in any season of your life, even the ones that felt the loneliest. He is already here. Think back, for a moment, to the hardest year you've lived through. The one you weren't sure you'd make it through. You did, somehow, even when you couldn't see how. You made it to the other side of it. That wasn't just your own strength carrying you. You were never doing that alone either. You don't have to understand everything about your faith tonight. You don't have to have the perfect theology, the perfect prayer life, the perfect track record of trusting God without question. You are allowed to come to him tired, uncertain, and still be welcomed exactly as you are. You are not being tested right now. You are not being watched to see if you'll get it right. Tonight is simply an invitation to rest, offered freely, with no conditions attached. You have carried so much for so long. You have shown up for people, even when no one showed up for you the same way. You have kept going on days you didn't think you had it in you. That mattered. Even the days no one noticed. Even the quiet, unremarkable acts of faithfulness that never made it into a conversation with anyone. They mattered. You mattered. You still matter, right now, in this exact moment, simply for existing, not for anything you've produced or accomplished. You don't have to hold your life together perfectly for it to be worth living. You don't have to have all your prayers answered for your faith to be real. You don't have to feel a certain way tonight for God's presence to be true. He is already here, whether you feel it powerfully or barely at all. Whether tonight feels peaceful or your mind is still a little loud. He is here, steady, unmoved by how well you're managing to feel it. Let your body believe what your mind is still catching up to. Let your breathing slow. Let your thoughts grow quiet, one by one, like lights turning off down a long hallway. You don't have to hold on to anything else tonight. You did enough. You are enough. You can rest now. There is nothing left to prove tonight. Nothing left to fix tonight. Nothing left to carry alone tonight. Just this stillness. Just this presence. Just this permission, finally given, to let your whole body soften into rest. You are loved more than you've ever fully understood. You are cared for more closely than you've ever fully felt. You are known completely and still accepted completely. That has never changed. It will not change tonight. You don't have to earn tomorrow's mercy tonight. It will be there when you wake, fresh, waiting, exactly like it always has been. You don't have to solve every relationship that feels strained right now. Some things need time more than they need effort, and tonight isn't the night for either. You don't have to figure out your health, your finances, your future, or your regrets before you're allowed to close your eyes. Those things will still be there in the morning, and so will the grace to face them. You are not required to be strong right now. You are not required to have it together right now. You are only required to breathe and let yourself be held. Somewhere behind your closed eyes, let there be nothing left to organize, nothing left to plan, nothing left to review one more time before you allow sleep to take you. You are exactly where you need to be tonight. You are exactly who you need to be tonight. Nothing more required, nothing more expected. Whatever tomorrow asks of you, it can wait until tomorrow to ask it. Let every muscle in your body release just a little more. Let your jaw soften. Let your hands unclench. Let your mind stop reaching for the next thought. There is nowhere else to be. There is nothing else to solve. There is only this quiet and the presence that fills it. He is already here. You can rest now. You can rest now. You can rest now. Now we simply stay here for a while. No more prayer to pray. No more truth to speak. Just you and the quiet and the presence that has been here the whole time. You don't have to do anything with this silence. You don't have to fill it, understand it, or make it productive. Just let it hold you. If your mind wanders, that's all right. Just notice it wandering, gently, without judgment, and let it settle again. There's nowhere to go from here. Nothing waiting on the other side of this silence that needs you right now. Just this moment. Feel the weight of your body against the bed. Feel how it's being held, fully, without any effort on your part. Feel your breath moving in and out, slower now than when we started tonight. You didn't have to try to slow it. It simply slowed on its own, the way water settles when it's finally still. Somewhere in this silence, he is simply with you, not speaking, not asking anything of you, just present, the way a parent sits quietly beside a sleeping child, needing nothing but Let your thoughts come and go like clouds passing. You don't have to catch them. You don't have to follow where they lead. Just let them pass. There is a kind of rest that doesn't come from figuring anything out. It comes from simply stopping, from letting the striving end for tonight. You're in that kind of rest now. If tears come, let them come. If nothing comes but quiet, let that be enough. There's no right way to feel in this silence. There's only this being here, together, without needing anything else from the moment. Somewhere far off, the world continues without you managing it. The traffic still moves, the lights still change. The people you love are exactly where they are, held by the same presence that's holding you. You don't have to hold any of it tonight. You're allowed to simply be still. Feel how quiet your mind has become, even if it's not completely quiet. Even a little quieter than before is enough. There's no timer on this stillness, no pressure to move on to the next thought, the next task, the next worry. This moment can simply last as long as it needs to. Let your hands rest, unclenched, open, the way they'd rest if you truly believed you had nothing left to hold on to tonight. Let your face soften, let your forehead unfurrow. Let whatever tension has lived there all day finally have permission to leave. In this silence, there's nothing to prove, nothing to accomplish, nothing to understand more deeply. There's only this, being here, being held, being loved without condition. Think, if you want to, of every night before this one when you made it through. Every hard season that felt like it might not end. It ended. You're here. You made it to this quiet moment. And that alone is worth resting in. You don't have to think about that, though, if it takes too much effort right now. You can simply let it be true in the background without examining it closely. Some truths are meant to be felt, not analyzed. Feel the stillness of the room around you, the walls that have witnessed 1,000 ordinary nights like this one, holding nothing against you, asking nothing of you. Feel the quiet weight of the covers, or the mattress beneath you, or whatever is cradling your body right now. It's doing its simple work of holding you, and you don't have to do anything to help it. If a worry rises up in this silence, you don't have to fight it. Just notice it, the way you'd notice a cloud passing overhead, and let it keep moving. It doesn't need your attention right now. It will still be there tomorrow if it truly needs you. You don't have to earn this stillness by being calm enough, faithful enough, or spiritual enough to deserve it. It's simply here, offered freely, the way it's offered every single night to everyone willing to receive it. Somewhere, someone else is lying awake right now too, carrying something heavy, wishing for exactly this same kind of quiet. You're not alone in needing this. You're not alone in receiving it either. Let your breathing continue its own slow rhythm, in out. You don't have to manage it. It knows what to do. Think of the people you love, just for a moment, not to worry about them, but simply to send a quiet blessing their way. May they rest tonight too. May whatever they're carrying feel lighter by morning. Then let that thought go as well. You don't have to hold even the blessing. You can offer it and release it in the same breath. There's a particular kind of peace that only comes after a long day, after the striving is finally set down, after the mind stops reaching for the next thing to fix. You're close to that peace now. Maybe you're already inside it. If your body still feels a little restless, that's all right. Rest doesn't require perfect stillness. It only requires willingness. And you're already willing, or you wouldn't still be here, listening, letting these words settle over you. Feel the darkness of the room, if your eyes are closed, or the soft dimness if they're not. Let it feel like something gentle wrapping around you, rather than something to be afraid of. Darkness, tonight, is simply the shape that rest takes. There's nothing waiting for you on the other side of this silence, except morning, whenever it comes, and whatever grace comes with it. Somewhere in this quiet, let go of the last thing you're still holding. Whatever it is. You don't have to name it out loud. Just feel your hands, your shoulders, your chest, releasing it into the stillness. If you drift towards sleep during this silence, that's all right. That's actually the whole point. You don't have to stay alert for what comes next. There's nothing next tonight that requires your attention. Just this breath, just this quiet, just this presence, steady, unmoved, patient, staying with you exactly as long as you need it to stay. There's nothing more to say right now. Sometimes the most honest prayer is simply silence, offered without words, trusting that he understands what you can't put into language tonight. So let's stay here a little longer, just breathing, just resting, just being held. If you're still with me, you've made it through this whole quiet hour. And if you drifted off somewhere along the way, that's all right too. That was always allowed. Before we close tonight, I want to leave you with one final word from Scripture, from the book of Numbers. A blessing spoken over God's people for thousands of years, meant to be the last thing they carried with them into rest. The Lord bless thee, and keep thee. The Lord make his face shine upon thee, and be gracious unto thee. The Lord lift up his countenance upon thee, and give thee peace. Let that blessing settle over you now, not as words to remember, but as a truth to rest inside. The Lord bless thee. Whatever you've been striving for, whatever you've been worried you weren't earning, you were blessed, simply because he says so, not because of anything you've proven tonight. And keep thee, through every hour of this night, through whatever dreams come or don't come, through the quiet dark between now and morning, you are kept. The Lord make his face shine upon thee, not turned away in disappointment, not distant, waiting for you to get it right. His face, shining warm, near, and give thee peace, not the peace of having everything figured out, the peace that comes simply from being held by someone who is never going anywhere. You did enough today. He is already here. You can rest now. 3 truths we've carried through this whole hour together. Let them be the last thing your mind holds on to as sleep finally takes you. Think back, for just a moment, to how you felt at the very beginning of this video. Tired, maybe restless, maybe carrying more than you said out loud, even to yourself. And somewhere between that first minute and this one, something in you softened. Not because the circumstances changed, not because the worry disappeared entirely, but because you allowed yourself, even briefly, to stop carrying it alone. That's what tonight was really about. Not fixing anything, not solving anything. Just remembering, in your body, and not just your mind, that His presence has been here the whole time, and that it was always enough, even on the nights it didn't feel like it. If you have people you love, let a quiet blessing go out to them now, wherever they are tonight. May they find this same rest. May they know this same presence, even if they don't have words for it yet. Maybe someone you love is lying awake right now too, and maybe this small blessing, sent quietly from your heart to theirs, matters more than either of you will ever fully know. And if you're carrying something heavy that we didn't speak directly to tonight, a diagnosis, a broken relationship, a financial fear, a grief that never fully healed, know that none of it was too much for this hour. None of it is too much for Him either. He has room for all of it, and He isn't asking you to explain it perfectly before He holds it with you. You don't have to have tonight's prayer be the one that changes everything. Sometimes rest itself is the answer. Sometimes simply making it to the end of a hard day and allowing yourself to lay it down is its own quiet act of faith. Wherever you are in your walk with God tonight, whether your faith feels strong and steady, or whether it feels more like a whisper, you're not even sure you still believe some days you are welcome here. This hour wasn't reserved for people who have it all figured out. It was for the tired. It was for the honest. It was for you. Let your body settle fully into the bed now. Let your breathing find its own slow, natural rhythm. Let your mind release whatever it's still holding, trusting that it will still be there tomorrow if it needs you, and that tonight, it doesn't. There is nothing left to do. There is nothing left to prove. There is only this: rest, freely given, presence, faithfully near, and a night that was never meant to be carried alone. If this hour gave you even a little peace tonight, I'd be grateful if you'd subscribe, so you can find your way back whenever the night feels long again. And if there's a specific worry sitting on your heart tonight, leave it in the comments before you go. Sometimes just naming it is its own kind of release. May God bless your night with peace, rest, and the quiet assurance that He is watching over you. You can lay it down now. Good night, and God bless.